Disclaimer: the following narrative is based on open source reports and public claims.
In the silence of a calm morning, everything seemed normal. The streets were quiet, the city was still, and most people were asleep. But without warning, a blinding flash lit up the horizon, followed by a thunderous boom, powerful enough to shake buildings and set off alarms across the city. Windows rattled, birds scattered. Shockwaves pulsed through the ground like the roar of an earthquake. Within seconds, panic replaced silence. Air raid sirens began crying through the streets. Emergency alerts flashed across phones. Some people ran, some froze, and others simply stared at the sky, trying to process what they were witnessing. Above the clouds, moving faster than the eye could follow, a deadly shape was carving through the atmosphere. This was no accident, no stray rocket, and no warning shot. It was the arrival of one of Russia's most feared precision strike weapons, the Iskander ballistic missile. For years, the world heard the name Iskander whispered in intelligence briefings and strategic war games. But in recent conflicts, the theory became reality. The missile was no longer just a design on paper or a prototype showcased in military parades. It was active, operational, and being used with brutal effectiveness. Every strike carried a message. Modern warfare has changed, and old defense doctrines may no longer be enough. Somewhere far from the impact zone, deep inside a secured launch site, the missile's ignition sequence began. Compressors hummed, guidance electronics came online, and a countdown echoed through comms channels. Then came the blast. Fire, noise, and raw acceleration launched the missile upward with overwhelming force. Dust and debris scattered behind the mobile launcher as operators watched a weapon vanish into the clouds. Within seconds, the missile was no longer flying. It was slicing through the air at hypersonic speed. At Mach 6 and above, the Iskander became nearly untouchable. Every second, it traveled the length of multiple football fields. Radar systems tried to track it, but the missile's signature flickered and shifted. The reaction window was so short that even advanced defensive networks struggled to keep up. One mistake, even a 1-second hesitation, meant interception was no longer possible. Unlike older ballistic systems with predictable arcs, the Iskander behaved almost like a predator. It changed direction unpredictably, dipping low, rising suddenly, changing attack angles, and performing aggressive maneuvers that radar algorithms were never designed to anticipate. One defense analyst once described its behavior with a chilling phrase: "By the time you see it clearly, it's already too late." Its guidance wasn't linear. The system blended inertial navigation, satellite data, and in the final phase, visual target recognition. Even if GPS signals were jammed, the missile could rely on optical mapping to strike the exact building, warehouse, bunker, or command center it was assigned to destroy. It didn't just hit a grid square, it hit a decision-making node. As it flew, the Iskander released decoys emitting heat signatures and false radar echoes. Defensive systems fired interceptor missiles, but many of them chased ghosts. In a battlefield where reaction speed determines survival, forcing the enemy to waste time, missiles, and attention is a strategic victory in itself. When the missile finally reached its target in Ukraine, the effect was immediate and devastating. Satellite images revealed a crater large enough to swallow vehicles. Structures reinforced with concrete and steel were crushed as if made of cardboard. The target disappeared in a plume of fire and dust. Shockwaves shattered nearby windows and knocked out power grids. The explosion was not only physical, it was psychological. Witnesses reported seeing defensive rockets launched in response, but none reached the missile. Even the Patriot system, a symbol of Western missile defense capability, failed to intercept. Around the world, military analysts pause. Strategists watch replays frame by frame, and defense ministries quietly revise their assumptions. The strike raised an uncomfortable truth. The world may be entering a phase of conflict where interception is no longer guaranteed. Weapons like the Iskander are redefining what it means to strike first, and what it means to defend. Nations that once felt secure behind layers of air defense now face a new question. How do you stop something designed to be unstoppable? The Iskander missile is not just a weapon, it is a warning, a demonstration of how quickly a battlefield can shift, how fragile critical infrastructure can be, and how short the decision-making window becomes when technology outruns doctrine. If you want more deep-dive analysis into modern warfare, hypersonic weapons, and the shifting balance of global military power, make sure to like this video, leave your thoughts below, and subscribe for future uploads. The next chapter of warfare has begun. See you in the next analysis.